I feel like the Arcanum is just the perfect spot for me to stand and reveal these new spells and everything for test drums. This is where we were for the aura reveal, which was really exciting. That was from the last test drum. And now we have a spring test drum coming up really soon, and I'm really happy to be able to reveal to you guys some new life spells, specifically shadow life spells that are being updated in spring test drum. So thank you to King's Out, thanks to Emma for reaching out and asking me if I wanted to do this. It's always fun to reveal exclusive things on the channel, so this is always super exciting, so thank you KA for that. But yeah, we have some new spells. I mean, they're not new spells. I think people did think that there were going to be actual new spells in this test drum. I haven't seen that yet. There might still be, but for now, what we're revealing is some new spell net pass for existing life shadow spells. So I want to go ahead and start looking at these with you guys. All right, here we go. We're going to start with Wings of Fate. I'm going to start with the shadow spells for life that I never use. So Wings of Fate is definitely one of them. I don't think I've ever really cast a spell, maybe a couple times as a joke just to show it in the very beginning, but yeah, I've never really used this spell. But currently on the game, you can upgrade this and it will enable it for PvP, but it's 2 shadow pips, so they are changing this on all of these shadow spells to where they don't require 2 shadow pips in order to use this in PvP and challenge mode. Now it's back to 1 shadow pip, which is how I feel like it should have been. But here are the tiers. So the top tier is the PvE path, and that just upgrades the damage. It doesn't change the heal over time though. That is the same. And then the bottom path is going to be for PvP. And this one is the multi-target, so you can select multiple targets. It will split that damage. So 80 damage to either one target or split over however many you want. And then it'll also do a 460 deferred damage, and that takes 4 rounds in order for that to go off. There's also a heal over time that does 1020 split over 2 heal over times on you, and then those tick for 4 rounds. The upgrade on the bottom path does not upgrade the initial damage, but it does upgrade the overtime, and it doesn't even upgrade the healing, so it's not really that crazy. Like, some of these, yes, they go to 5 tiers, but I don't know if people would actually go for this. I feel like this is one that people definitely will not go for. Maybe it has a specific place in PvP, I have no idea. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like huge value for that to be able to upgrade it, especially since you're upgrading and only upgrading the deferred damage. So this next one is also one that I never use. I probably only cast this spell like 1 time ever, and that was to show it off the initial time when I got this spell, and I don't think I've ever used it since. But this is Lord of the Jungle. This one is 6 pips and a shadow. Currently in the game, the bottom path for PvP requires 2 shadow pips, and the top path you can upgrade to 7 pips, 8 pips, and it'll upgrade the damage for that as well. The new updates for this will take it up to 5 tiers, and the top path will upgrade it pretty much the same as it's been in the game, but now when you get it to 8 pips, it'll continue, and you can upgrade the damage by 10 each time. They've changed the bottom path to be split target, which is how AoEs are now for PvP in challenge mode. So that is nice. Gives life an option to be able to hit with this. And it is 1 shadow pip instead of 2, which makes it more viable. And it'll do 500 damage, and then it goes up by 10 as you upgrade it. Actually, the last one goes up by 15, so there you go. And then the blade has also been upgraded to 45. Alright, next up is Lamasu. This one I've actually used. This one does have use, because it is a pretty good spell. It's only 4 pips and a shadow. People definitely use this. It is the original split target spell. So you can see that it used to say divided 2 enemies. This is the original text. They're changing it to the new symbol, which means the same thing. It'll be split if you want, or you can single target and it'll do the 730 damage. So the top tier for PvE just upgrades the damage by 5 to 10 every single time. And then the bottom tier also has the split, but less damage. And then it puts up a 45 damage aura on you. So that is pretty good. That is more than Frenzy. So you do get a pretty good aura that is put on you. And then you can upgrade that, do some more damage. The aura stays the same. So I do like the change here to Lamasu. I think this is good. We do get a nerf, though, of 2 damage on the original. They did nerf it from 732 to 730. Maybe they just, like, round numbers now. I don't know. Okay, so this one is not a shadow spell. This is the Scion of Life. So the Scions are getting spellment paths now. So here is the spellment path for Scion of Life. The original is the same. They are not changing that. Everything on that is the exact same as it's been. The top path will just upgrade the damage by a little bit every single time. And then does it upgrade the heal? It does upgrade the heal. So the heal can go up to 3,000 on that, which is good. So slight upgrades if you want to upgrade that to tier 5. The bottom path for PvP does 810 deferred damage, or if you have 3+ overtimes on you, I think that means 3 or more overtimes on you, it'll do 1355 damage to a target. So it won't do the deferred damage, it'll just do 1355, which is massive. That's what Scion's supposed to do. It's just supposed to be like a big single hit. So you can get that for PvP, and it drops it down to 7 pips too. Keep that in mind. So this is 7 pips. Kind of reminds me of the other 7 pip spell. I think it's called like Blossom's Thorns or something. So it's kind of similar to that. Actually, it's pretty close to that. You can tell that they're definitely modeling this off of that spell. So it gives you another option for, you know, PvP and challenge mode and all that, to have a spell that does potentially massive damage if you have the right condition. I will not be upgrading this spell because this is one that I don't use in PvE. There is absolutely no reason to have a heal this massive. Like, this is crazy. A 3,000 base heal? Alright, here we go. Here's Grenadier. This is probably the most useful life shadow spell for me. I use this all the time when I'm soloing. This is like my go-to shadow spell for soloing because it's so good. Look at the damage there. You upgrade this to 6 pips and it does 900 to 1,020 damage. I was hoping that someday I would get enough spellments to upgrade this to tier 3, but now they're adding 2 more tiers. So once you hit tier 3, you can go 2 more tiers and it will keep the pips at 7 up to 1145. Single target damage for life, really good. They also changed up the bottom path for PvP. It's still 5 pips, but then it's 1 shadow pip instead. It does 455 initial damage, and it'll activate 2 heal over times that are on you for 115%. So it'll activate those and do even more healing than they originally would, and that'll be immediate. So that's pretty cool. This will also upgrade the damage as you upgrade that on the bottom path. Alright guys, I saved this one for last because I feel like I have the most to say about this spell. So here's Hungry Caterpillar. These rank 5 shadow spells, these are the original shadow spells. I feel like these ones are going to be talked about the most. I'm actually really excited to see other creators reveal of their rank 5 shadow spells because I want to see what they're doing with these, and I think they should be doing more, honestly. Because look at this Hungry Cat. They've changed it to where if you want to use this in PvP, you now don't have to spend 2 shadow pips, which is nice, but they've nerfed the damage down to 390, and then they instead made the heal bigger. So the heal is 1,000 split over 2 heal over times, and those tick for 4 rounds. Would you use this 390 damage? I mean, you're pretty much just using it at this point in PvP for the big heal over time. But I feel like that takes away what Hungry Cat actually is. They did say in a note when they sent this out to the creators that they were considering restoring some of these original shadow spells, and I think this is one of them where they need to do this. I think Hungry Cat should have multiple paths. If they want the bottom path to be the same as what I'm showing on the screen where it does 390, that's fine. And maybe up the damage as we get more tiers, they should do that. But they should make the top path for Hungry Caterpillar the OG Hungry Caterpillar. I'm going to show that on screen. Hungry Cat used to give an absorb, an 800 absorb, which was massive. And I feel like they should restore that for PvE. I think that is just a no-brainer. I don't think anyone would argue with that because that to me is still what Hungry Cat is. This to me is not even the real Hungry Cat. Like 640 heal over time for 5 rounds, like I don't care about this. But the original one, when it gave the absorb and it did even more damage than this. I don't care about the damage. Like the damage is still nice. They aren't really changing the damage. The damage is the exact same. So I think they should rethink these a little bit. I think they should give the Darkmoor spells some more love here. I don't know why they're scared to touch these ones, but I think we need 2 paths for Hungry Cat here. If they're too scared to do the absorb for PvP, then they can just keep the heal over time. And then maybe they can add some more tiers that will up the damage or something. But I really want to see this original spell restored for PvE, because I would probably use it more. I would definitely use this more in soloing if it had the absorb, just because the absorb is so much more valuable than a heal over time. This isn't even a big heal over time. I would so rather have a 800 absorb than this, because an absorb you can use when you're at full health and it still will absorb damage. It's still good. I would love for Hungry Cat to be comparable again to Grenadier, if I could find this, to Grenadier, and have like Grenadier be like the big 7 pip single hit, and then Cat can be one that you might use if you don't have as many pips, or if you're really looking for that absorb, because that can save you sometimes. I really think they should rethink these, because for PvE, I just think the spells were so iconic when they were originally released, and it would be cool if they had the same utility that they did back in the day. And we're talking like 10 years ago, because Darkmoor came out over 10 years ago at this point, which is crazy. And we're just now talking about them like reverting those back to what they used to be. But I think they should consider it, because I think it'd be so cool if those spells were returned back to what people remember. I really hope they change FFA back. That's one that I really want to see. Glow bugs, they don't have to add back the blade removal, but it'd be kind of cool if they did. So I don't know, we'll see. So those are all the new life shadow spells that they are updating. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks again to KingsIsle for giving me these exclusive teasers. Super fun doing this before a test ROM. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you made it all the way through, leave a like on it. Definitely subscribe for more Wiz videos in the future. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.